Good morning, good morning, good morning, you lovely lot. It is Monday morning. I've had a lay-in. I was just trying to check the time, but I can't because I've taken my Fitbit off because it needed charging. So that's reminded me to go and put it on. I think it's about 10 o'clock at a guess. I've had a lazy morning. I had a bit of a lay-in until about 8:30, and then I've just been sat with the dogs. I've been editing tonight's video, as in the video you'll have seen a couple of days ago. But I want to get some housework done. The weather is far more tolerable. I think it's about 24 degrees today as opposed to 35 or whatever it was on the thermometer in the burning sun, or 31 in the shade as it's been over the weekend. The builder still hasn't come, so I can't show you the finished bathroom. So I've chased him up this morning and left him a message. I did chase him up last week, but he didn't reply. Why do people not call me? Drives me crazy. Anyway, before I put my makeup on and make myself look semi-decent, I'm going to sweep the floor with my funky mop that I bought because it's really good at getting the dog fur up with these bristles. I'm well impressed with it. If I can find one on Amazon, I will stick it in the description, but you know, down there. But it's brilliant for dog fur, and it's got a, do they call it ergonomic? It's a bendy end. So it gets up all the dust and cat fur and dog fur and what have you out of our carpet that the hoovers just don't do, and then you can hoover it up. I've got a few other jobs on my list. I've got quite a lot of jobs on my list, and I know I'm not going to get them all done, so I need to pick and choose. I've written BPDR on the back of my hand, and that was to remind me to do a blood pressure reading and send it to my doctors. Sorry, are you okay there? I was fiddling and ended up, oh look, you've got a lovely view of my clean toilet. I'll just readjust you. Well, there you are. That's probably the thumbnail, isn't it? Okay, you right? Perch back there. Okay, anyway, that's probably my cue to be going and doing something actually more worthwhile. So I'm going to stop waffling and actually go and do what I'm meant to be doing, which is housework. Not that you can tell because the bathroom is a mess, but I have actually cleaned all of the bathroom. Kenzie has been dusting his room, but we have so much dust because we're so close to the farm. So, you know, you just end up with harvest dust and general dust. But I have wiped his sides down again and round the computer and what have you. I've piled his clothes up and some bits to put away. I've hoovered in here and dusted the sides down. This is so cluttered. I mean, Lee likes his collectibles, but I hate the clutter. But there we go. It's you know, sharing a space with somebody, isn't it? I suppose it's not tolerant. What is the word I'm looking for? Compromise. Right, I've hoovered and I've used that broom to get up as much of the muck as I can. I'm going to brush these stairs and then hoover at the bottom and then make a start on the dusting downstairs. I'm actually going to do my blood pressure while I'm up here and I'm remembering, so I can send that off to the doctors. Let's plug, does that go in there? Looks like it goes in there. Lee's used this, I've not used it, so I guess a bit tight. We ready? I hate having my blood pressure done. £126.74. I've done it again now. I've been sitting for a while. According to that, I'm in the optimum range, so I'm not going to worry too much. I'll take a photo and send that to the doctors. Those jobs are now done off of my list. I've hoovered upstairs and downstairs. I've dusted upstairs, haven't dusted downstairs. I'm going to take the dogs up the yard with me. I have rung the doctors. Well, actually I didn't because I was 9th in the queue and I was like, I'm not sitting here on the phone. So I went onto an e-consult and put in my blood pressure readings for my medicine, my medication review. So I've done that. I've also rung up the electric company because when I looked at my bill, I've still got £2,000 in credit with them, which is ridiculous amounts of money. And I need £900 to fix my van. So I've just asked them for £1,000 back. There still leaves £1,000 in there with, I know they get an interest on it, but I know that it's going to keep my payments at like £22 a month, which is what I'm paying because we don't use a lot of electric. So I've done that. So in the next 3 to 5 days, that money should come through to my account, and that means I'll have the money to pay the van bill. It just suddenly occurred to me that I've got all this money sitting in that account, and really I could get some of it back and put it to something I needed. And it was a really simple process. And with Utility Warehouse, which I think are now called UT or something. But anyway, I'm with them, and yeah, they just made it really simple. Yeah, I need to go and do some creosoting, because that's what I want to be doing now. I want to be outside doing that, and the dogs need to be running around having a bit of fun. So I'm going to take some treats up for them. I'm also going to move the sheep into the other field, but I'll show you why when we get there. They had their food on the dining table. I might need to go and get another scoop. Have you finished it all off your dining table? The dogs are having a moment. Go, go, go! Go, go, play! So, we're putting them in here because this is very lush and green. And the other field is now not so lush and green, so they can have a good old munch. We need to remove all of this though, because this is not good stuff, so I need to get over here and remove that. Stop eating it. Dogs are having a great time over there. They can go in the other field together, I think. But yes, these guys can eat all the nice grass, and also it means that when I go and creosote now, we're not going to have silly Wotsits rubbing themselves all over the creosote. This is where I clean out the trough a bit and get rid of all the apples and leaves and stuff that have fallen in, and fill it up as fresh as I can. It's still going to have algae in it. They've had a drink and now they're having a treat. No doubt they'll come and join me in the field while I'm creosoting, and they'll be bombing around in there. I've picked Kenzie up. I've been doing loads of creosoting. I've got a bit of a headache. I think there's a storm coming. But I needed a cup of tea. That's probably part of the problem. So I picked up milk and a gluten-free sandwich from M&S and some salady bits. So I'll try and eat a bit healthier. I've kept the dogs because I think it does them better to be up here with me. Timmy really needs to go back into a pack because we've not been at Emma's because of Betty. So he's starting to play up a bit with other dogs. He definitely needs to go back into a pack. Anyway, I'm going to eat my lovely gluten-free bacon and chicken mayonnaise sandwich, and then get back on with that last bit of the fence that I'm working on. I want to finish that section and then go home. Emma's just been up with the dogs, with the little dogs, Chubba and Minnie and Tweed. And Timmy was very good with them, saying he needs to be back in the pack because he's getting a little bit cocksure of himself. Anyway, I'm going to go and do that last bit of the fencing. I've now got creosote on my knuckles. I've made a cup of tea. I'm going to drink that, and then I'm going to go home and have a bath, I think. It's now 4 o'clock. I have done the other side of this fence, although I have just noticed there is a bit missing. There is a bit missing. I have missed. Oh, just here. Timmy, don't you get involved in it, please. I've been doing that kickboard thing along there that goes along the edge of the pathway. But I've run out of creosote and I'm not going to top up because I want to go home and have a cup of tea and a shower. I have already washed myself once or twice, but I'm very grubby. Should we go home, boys? Kenzie's at home, isn't he? Because we picked him up and took him home. You guys have had a great time running around out here. You right there? Oh, yes. I can't stroke you, buddy, sorry. I cannot see any fledglings, but I have seen some very small birds flying in and out. So, I think it's safe to say we survived. Happy Pip. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I did a good thing. Okay, now I need to go home. So I'm actually parked down there because I just came straight here from picking Kenzie up. So I'm going to tidy up here and head home. That dinner's gone quick, isn't it? And I'm having that. I've had the last of the mushy peas chucked on top of my shepherd's pie. Now I have bought these nifty things. First of all, I got one because it's so hot in Kenzie's room. But at night, we don't want to let the cat out. But the cat needs to be in Kenzie's room because that's where she's always been. That's where she likes to be. And she gets cross if she can't be. So he ends up suffering because he can't open the window. However, I think this will make a fantastic spider screen for our room. So I've bought 2 of them. The price was this much because I can't remember off the top of my head. So I'll put it in here. I will put a link in the description. These are magnetic. So they come with these cornery bits to make it all blend in. This, I got the white one, but you get different colours you can choose. Sticky magnetic stuff. Trim to make it all look white and not that colour. And then the actual mesh. You cut it to size once it's up. So let's give that a go. I'm really impressed with this actually. So you put the first strip of magnet on. And then you place a second strip of magnet on, and then you use a couple of bits of this plastic stuff just to hold it in place on those 3 sides. Then you have to put this plastic strip over the top and clip the gauze in place between the magnet and the plastic strip. And then you do all of the sides, and then you put these corner tabs on like this. Like that, and then you cut it down to size, and then they've got some windproof clamps to attach. And that right there, people, is one spider-proofed and fly-proofed window. Look at this simple yet perfect design. No Boris's coming in here. It's about 7:30 now on Monday evening, and I've managed to get quite a lot of things done. I'm very pleased with myself. I managed to get through probably half of that list, and a lot of those things were phone calls and making contact with people. So I have done those things. Some of them I might need to chase up again tomorrow, but I feel like I've made a dent in the list, so that's good. The dog's got a bit creosoty. I noticed that Link had got like a surprised eyebrow where he'd obviously jumped up against the fence at some point on a damp bit and kind of given himself a surprised eyebrow. And they both had mucky ears, so they've both had a bit of a rinse off as well. The weather has been far more manageable. Kenzie actually said that he had some of his lessons in the new building at school that they've had built. It's a huge, great big building, and it comes fully equipped with aircon, so all of his business studies classes, he believes, are going to be in those rooms, which is fantastic news because some of those classrooms are incredibly stifling, and I don't know how they expect kids to work in that kind of heat. But he's going to be a lot happier in those classrooms, I think. I want to say thank you to Vicky, who has clicked on my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below, and thank her very much. I don't think I've thanked her on the video. This has been going for about 2 weeks that I've been meaning to thank her and then forgetting, but I know I've thanked her personally, so I just wanted to give her a little mention and say thank you very much for doing the Buy Me a Coffee app. I never buy coffee, I always buy tea, but you know what I mean. So thank you, that is very much appreciated. I'm going to go and make a cup of tea now, talking of tea, and my family and I are going to go and watch an episode of Futurama, loving the new series. And then Lee and I have just binge watched yesterday the first series of Only Murder in the Building with Steve Martin and a whole bunch of other people. And it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Really funny, but with some deeper stories running beneath. And we're about to start on the second series now. So we hope that will be just as good as the first series. I also want to put a link below to the video that Rick Van Man has made of our weekend away. So I'm going to include that in the description below as well. So if you want to go and watch Rick's video, Rick's take on our weekend or our night away, then go and do that. Click on it and show him some love. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, you lovely lot. Feel free to comment because I love getting your comments and I love to respond to you. And I will see you lovely lot tomorrow.